My wife and her professor used my creation for their affair, so I gave them a gift that keeps on giving. I worked double shifts at a warehouse to fund my wife Megan's PhD while she studied late with her thesis advisor, Professor Brooks. Brooks would come by our place, help himself to my beer and weed without asking, leave his mess everywhere, and constantly make jokes about how blue-collar guys like me wouldn't understand their academic discussions. When he offered her a paid 6-week research position in Jamaica, she barely mentioned it to me before accepting. I picked up extra shifts to surprise her with matching savings for when she got back. Thought I'd book us a vacation to reconnect. I was building our future while she was gone. At least that's what I thought. Well, 3 weeks after she got back, this nervous kid from the trip found me at a coffee shop and kept fidgeting with his cup and wouldn't make eye contact. But then he finally said, "Look, man, about Jamaica." Then he told me everything. Megan and Brooks had been screwing for months. The trip was hardly research. It was their all-inclusive bang fest funded by the university. I went home in a fog, waited until she was at the library, and then started digging. Her phone had nothing, but the laptop, Jesus Christ. Months of emails between them making fun of me. They called me the devoted little worker bee and laughed about how I funded their dates with my overtime. "He's so clueless, it's almost cute," she'd written. "At least the worker bee keeps our bed warm for us, LOL." They were screwing in our bed while I was breaking my back at work. Reading those emails felt like swallowing glass. I was going to be an adult about this, so I started packing her things, planning to kick her out clean and simple. But when I went to the bedroom to grab her stuff, that's when I saw it, our homemade ganja lube bottle inside her nightstand. It was nearly empty, but we hadn't been intimate in months. My creation, made with my hands during the few hours I wasn't breaking my back for her future. They'd turned my gift into their toy. Something inside me went cold and calculating. I wasn't going to be the devoted little worker bee anymore. I was going to be the wasp. So while Megan was at the library, I got to work. I added enough ganja to the mixture for the authentic smell, but mixed in poison ivy oil. I extracted myself from the backyard leaves until I had pure liquid misery. I filled up the spray bottle and put it back exactly where they'd left it. Then I started taking extra shifts to give them more opportunities to use what I was about to create. 3 days later, I could tell something had happened. She kept adjusting herself and couldn't get comfortable in her chair. That night after she passed out, I did the phone trick. I deleted my number from her contacts and replaced Brooks' number with mine. She'd text him, but she'd really be texting me. I was so giddy waiting for my plan to unfold, I went to bed like a kid on Christmas Eve. The next morning while she's in the shower, my phone buzzes. "I'm super itchy. Are you okay? Time to play." I typed back, "Listen, I thought it cleared up, but I had a flare-up. I've got herpes. Sorry, guess you do too." I literally heard her squeak through the bathroom door. I was biting my knuckle to keep from laughing. Then I sent another, "By the way, new semester starting and I'm really into my new teaching assistant. She's got a better ass and the bob cut I kept telling you to get. So this needs to end." She came out looking destroyed. Her eyes were red and she was scratching her thighs trying to be subtle. She sat across from me at breakfast, squirming in her chair while I read news on my phone like it's any other morning. I could see the anger was building behind her eyes. She gathered her things and stormed out without a word. I knew exactly where she was headed. Their department meeting was at 10 and she never could control her temper when she felt betrayed. So I spent the day at work, checking my phone and waiting. Around 4, she finally came home looking like she'd been hit by a bus. She slumped on the couch, still scratching, staring at nothing. "Brooks humiliated me today," she finally muttered. In front of everyone, I put on my concerned face. "What happened?" "He just ended things at the meeting, said awful things." I leaned forward, fake sympathy dripping. "That's terrible. What, did he give you herpes or something?" Her face, the way it just crumbled. She knew. I knew she knew. Then I told her, "Pack your things and leave. I never want to see you again." I later found out that she screamed at him in front of everyone at the meeting about him giving her herpes and then abandoning her. Brooks lost his job due to code of conduct violations at the university, and we got divorced the following year as state law required a full year of separation first. Thankfully, I got to keep most of the assets. I still stalk her on Facebook from time to time. She never did end up finishing her doctorate, but she went on to become a perpetually pregnant housewife who sells the best part.
Hello?
Unless she actually got tested, she probably still thinks she has herpes. It's not curable after all, so I hope she had some really awkward conversations with every partner after me.